All right, good evening and welcome to another edition of The Way We See It. I am Ralph Williams, solo tonight. I'm waiting to hear back from Bill. He just came back from his trip in Florida, got stuck in some bad weather. So tonight it's me by myself, Ralph Williams. Sorry about that there. As part of The Way We See It, but Ralph Williams by himself. Happy New Year to everybody. It's great to be back for 2025 right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. We're back and better than ever, ready to get started. We still need 5 more subscribers to make my 200. I didn't make it last year. I threatened to shut things down, but some people spoke to me, and thanks to you, speaking out and saying, hey, Ralph, don't do that. And so that's exactly what had happened. So I chose not to actually do that, and that is to give up the ship. I was a little frustrated, a little angry. Thought maybe with the Christmas season coming up, maybe we could get this this goal, even though it hasn't been met yet. We're still 5 away, which is better than where we were at 8 away. So I just want to let everyone know we're still here, and we're still The Way We See It every single Monday night with me, Ralph Williams, and every once in a while, Bill Cannata joins us here on the show. All right. Okay, we are in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, and that is right here, 724-2010-500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. You ought to call Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. All right. We have new segments here that we're going to do. We're no longer going to do Chinese wisdom. We're no longer going to do our blast segment. We're no longer going to do, we're going to intertwine some of these segments. And what I mean by that is they're going to be topics, but we're going to talk about how much they are a bonehead, or how much they are, or I'm going to blast them, or, something to that effect. Also, don't forget Wednesday, Ralph's opinion. And we got a lot to talk about on the national perspective at 7 o'clock right here live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. And also Ralph Williams 737 gmail.com. Get a hold of me today by email, and also the comment section wide open tonight right here on The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, and Bill Cannata, but I'm by myself tonight, and that's fine. It happens once in a while. Bill comes on when he can, and but he is not joining us tonight, obviously. So, all right. A couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, those of you who are not aware and haven't followed my External Bum show, which I did keep on throughout the holiday season. This show was not on. I kept my post-game show on after the Steeler games. Those are the only 2 shows I kept on my social media platforms. And also, I want to remind everybody, please do not forget about the triple header of Ralph on Saturday. We start off with the Ralph Williams show on AM 1250, 92.5 FM, The Answer. I have for you North Braddock Mayor Cletus Lee will join me. And the reason why he's joining me is because Wednesday I'm going to have a field day eating up Joe Biden and tearing up David McCall. And again, those of you who are not aware and you're hiding under a rock, the U.S. Steel Nippon Steel deal did not go through. Joe Biden turned it down, and David McCall, who happens to be the national union president for the USWA, the United Steelworkers of America, and he decided to go with the president. John Fetterman has decided to go with the president. But Cletus Lee will join me this Saturday, North Braddock's mayor, to tell you why they are the mayors. There's 27 mayors in the Mon Valley that have gotten together in all these different little communities and have decided to start to do something about this. And now they're even taking it to President, soon to be President-elect Trump. Okay? Because this is an important thing. This is important not only for our country, but also for steel. All right? It's important for, they talk about national security. Japan is one of our biggest allies. And Nippon Steel wants to do this deal so bad that the guy that handles all the business for Nippon Steel, one of the CEOs or presidents of Nippon Steel, came to town today to meet with these mayors. He actually physically came to town to meet with these mayors. Okay. And there's a reason for that, because he is so interested in U.S. Steel. All right. No one has emailed me. No one has said, hey, Ralph, I have an alternative to this. I have brought up a couple alternatives, and one of them I'm not into. There's an alternative out there that David McCall, who is the national president for the USWA, what he wants. And David McCall wants Cleveland Cliffs because it's an American company. But what David McCall's not doing is, and I think that the national perspective of United Steelworkers should vote him out. Okay? Because he's not doing the work for his workers, for the union people he represents, by turning down this deal between Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel. Now, I had Allegheny County Councilman David Bonarati on my show, on the Ralph Williams show a few weeks back, okay, which, as I said before, is every Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on AM 1250, The Answer, okay? All right, the actual Marvell expert. Happy 2025, Ralph. Thanks for speaking out of the steelworkers like my dad and myself. Well, I appreciate you being here, and thank you for being part of the program. I really thank you for that. And yeah, I'm with you guys on all this. I'm with all you guys in the Mon Valley, because it's terrible, it's horrible, it's disgusting. All right, that this is the way it is. All right, and I'm not one to talk too much national perspective here, only when I need to. But let me say this, okay? And that is, I'm trying to get rid of something here that's not going away. There it goes. All right. So anyway, what I'm saying to you is this, okay? This is a national problem. Joe Biden could have saved his legacy if he would, and we'll talk about this on Wednesday on Ralph's Opinion. I don't want to talk about it here. But what I do want to say is I want to give these mayors credit. 27 mayors sent a letter to Joe Biden saying, hey, Joe, or President Biden, please approve this deal. This is about jobs, okay? And to be frankly honest with you, RxJ's checking in. Hello, Ralph. Hello, RxJ. Welcome to the program, all right? And like I said, why doesn't President Biden, and I know he's on his way out, want to try to help the Mon Valley? And I know why, and I figured this out tonight because my wife and I, we ordered some DoorDash tonight from the Cheesecake Factory. And I was sitting down eating my meal, and I said, you know what? Now I know why Joe Biden didn't vote for this. Because the steel workers in the Mon Valley and some of the other workers union workers across this area here in Allegheny County voted for Donald Trump. Went to his rallies, and everything else. Okay? That is probably one of the reasons why Joe Biden didn't do this. What's the purpose? It's more than national security, because you have Nippon Steel and U.S. Steel now, and the mayors of these Mon Valley communities are all involved in this one big, huge lawsuit. And they're taking it to the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. Okay? The mayors of these communities are going to want to sit down with Donald Trump. They've reached out to his representatives. They want to sit down with him and say, hey, look, President, please help us. Please help us with this. All right? The Mon Valley, those of you who are not aware, that may have lived in the Pittsburgh area over the many years, has long had issues because of the last steel problem in the 1970s and early 80s. Okay? And Ronald Reagan didn't do anybody any favors when he went ahead and he fired the air traffic controllers because they went on strike. And then what happened after that was a big ripple effect of unions going down the toilet. And for a while, unions were not strong in the United States. Okay? Unions were weak. But in the last couple of years, unions have picked up. Because you know why? Workers have had enough. I've been in 5 unions in my time. Those of you who don't know, I had to retire from working because I am in a wheelchair and I am disabled. All right? So in the 5 unions that I was in my time, one of them was strong. The rest of them, forget about it. Okay? Forget it. So, okay? Because the real reason I say this is because it is the truth. All right? And for David McCall, who was the head of the USWA union, to not back this deal, he's screwing his own workers, his own rank and file. Why would you do that? Explain something to me as to why you would do that. You're watching The Way We See It here with me, Ralph Williams. Usually Bill Cannata's with me, not with me tonight. Happy New Year to you. It's great to be here on 2025. Please subscribe if you have not on my YouTube channel. I'm up to 195. I need five more subscribers to make my 200. All right. And I inherited 3. I was at 192, starting off at the end of last weekend. All right. About a week ago, a little more than a week. It'll be 2 weeks this Friday. Those of you who don't know, there was a shooting here in my apartment building. It was a tragic incident. The SWAT team had to come, Pittsburgh Police, County Police, and the Sheriff's Department were all here. I got criticized for some comments I made on the news, but most of the folks who saw my interview on Channel 4 News, which I will have for you next week, okay? Next week here on The Way We See It, I will have that for you. I will post it up here, and you will be able to watch the video of me on Channel 4 Action News. I had no choice. I had to do it. No one else in this building was willing to do it. I did it. I got on the news, and I got what I needed. Okay? I opened up a stew pot, and I'm glad I did, because now I got the attention of the city. I got the attention of the mayor of the city of Pittsburgh, Ed Gainey, his chief of staff, and now I got Housing Authority City of Pittsburgh's attention now about what goes on in this building. All right? Yeah, I got their attention, and I did it by the way of Action News, and I'm glad I did. Because the next day, I got a phone call from Housing. The next day, I was on the phone with somebody. The next day, the mayor reached out. The mayor is going to do things here. This building's going to change. Okay? And the reason it's going to change is because I'm going to see to it that it does. Because I'm tired of living like this. There are good people that live here. I spoke to a longtime friend of mine who lives in this building. He said him and his girlfriend, they're moving out. They had enough. Okay? And this was the last straw right here. We had a fire here in September. It was done by a woman who should have been evicted a long time ago for doing many different things in here in violation of not only the lease, but a bunch of rules of the building. You see what I'm saying? So, that's now everything is out in the open. And I put it there. And I'm happy I did. I am. I really am. Okay. All right, we come back after these words, more of The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, solo tonight. And first, we're going to go to the comment section before we head there. Let's see, the actual Marvel expert. It says, grateful for Ralph Williams. Imagine if more people in the media and talk radio spoke up like this. Here, 100%. Thank you. Please spread the word about this show. We're on every Monday night, and please spread the word to have those who do come to this show to please subscribe on my YouTube channel. All right, when we come back right after these words, more of The Way We See It. Ralph Williams here to talk to you today about Candlewood Suites in Erie. Candlewood Suites in Erie is a hotel you do not want to go to. I experienced an issue where I needed my sheets changed, and my wife went up to complain and say something. She raised her voice a little bit. They kicked us out. If you don't want to go through any of this stuff, the hotel is a dump. The general manager has bad customer service experience. So please do yourself a favor and do not stay at the Candlewood Suites in Erie. because if you do, you will regret it. So do not stay there, please. And please spread the word to anyone you know that's going to Erie to tell them not to stay at this Candlewood Suites Hotel. It's a disgrace what goes on there. They disrespected me as a handicapped person, and they disrespected my mother as a senior citizen. So please do not go there. Thank you.
I'm here today to talk to you about a fun experience and value. DJ for parties and special events. 15 years of experience. This DJ is DJ Fun. Call today, 412-545-4317 or at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Also, check out DJ Fun's Facebook page as well. You've tried the rest, now try the best. Look forward to hearing from you. You like basketball? Well, I have a basketball team here in Pittsburgh called the Steel City Yellow Jackets. They're an ABA basketball team who has won championships and have affordable ticket prices. Their home games are played in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. Check out scyyellowjackets.com for game information and tickets. Look forward to seeing you there.
All right, we're back here. Sorry about the delay here. I had to actually sneeze. So there we are. All right. We're back here at the way we see it. Ralph Williams solo tonight. Bill's off tonight. So happy New Year to everybody. And I want to say I had a great holiday season, except for the shooting in my building 2 days after Christmas Day, which I spoke about just a few minutes ago here. All right, let's get back to the comment section here real quick before we go into the rest of our show here. Great show tonight, Ralph. Thank you, RXJ. Much appreciated. All right. And also, we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studios, and that number is 724-201-0500. Call Mata today. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And I got to tell you, we're here in the 808 studios up here in the Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh as well. 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. Tomorrow, don't forget about Wrestle Talk, 5 o'clock p.m. But we have a special Wrestle Talk tomorrow. I got Lou Mangini coming on tomorrow. And Lou is a former NWA professional wrestler. We're going to talk about them days in the NWA. But first, before that, we're going to talk about the Cleveland Browns, who fired a couple coaches today. And also, don't forget about at 4 o'clock till 5 o'clock is the Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, every Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m. right here on our social media platforms. And please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my Twitter X platform as well. Also, don't forget about all RW Media Production shows tomorrow. The Sports Corner Show, 4 to 5. Wrestle Talk, 5 to 6. And then Wednesday, all on our social media platforms. Wednesday, Ralph's Opinion. We start at 7 o'clock this week. And then don't forget about the triple header of Ralph on Saturday. And we start at 8 a.m. with the Ralph Williams Show. And then we work our way 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. My guest, Cletus Lee, Mayor of North Braddock. It's going to be great to have him on to talk about the U.S. Steel, Nippon Steel deal. All right. And then don't forget afterwards at 9 a.m., right after this show's over, is the External Bum Show right here on our social media platforms and Huddle Sports Network. Also, we're on the Kneecap Biting with Jeremy Ballrick on his network. And we're also on the South Florida Tribune Network, and it's with me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Raphael Haggerty, and Jeremy Ballrick. And you can also watch it on Amped Up Sports as well on their Facebook page, because I always upload it to there as well. And then don't forget, 2 to 3 p.m., AM 1250, The Answer, 92.5 FM, The Answer as well, is the Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoke and Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. All right. Okay, everybody, let's talk a little bit about, we got a couple restaurants I want to shout out or throw out to you there. Restaurant in Oakland that was cited by the health department. Here's what I don't understand. How do these restaurants get cited by the health department? And a lot of them are owned by, and again, I have nothing against foreigners. A lot of these restaurants are owned by immigrants and foreigners. Okay. Now, they don't wash their hands. They have a rodent problem, roaches, and everything else. Okay. How in the world the most simplest things in this country that we screw up on, and one of them is washing your hands. Ever since COVID, you would think that you would know how to wash your own hands. Okay. I wash my hands all the time. Okay. Or put hand sanitizer on your hands. Okay. This is why we have flu problems. This is why we have COVID problems still going on. This is why we have all kinds of these other problems. E. coli, we have all this other stuff, because you know why? Nobody washes their hands. Nobody takes care of their restaurant. Nobody cleans their kitchen. Nobody does any of that stuff. You want to get educated on restaurants, bars, and stuff? Watch Bar Rescue. Well, go on Food Network and watch all the old Restaurant Impossibles with Robert Irvine. Go watch Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay. You want to see some dirty, filthy, nasty kitchens? Well, go ahead and do that. All right? But these restaurants, and it's the same ones all the time. A small little grocery store in Carnegie just got cited and shut down for mice and rodent infestation. Okay? You know, the rodent or the exterminators, they must not be making any money because nobody's calling them. You understand what I'm saying? When you have restaurants that continually do this, all right, this is why we have what we have today. And then the biggest one, and, you know, Smoke and Jim Frazier, my co-host on Sports Corner Show on Tuesday, he is also my co-host on Saturday for the Sports Corner Radio Show. All right. We're going to break down this Saturday, the Steelers playoff game for the third meeting this year of the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to break all that down. We're going to break it down tomorrow. I have Ray Fittipaldo coming on for tomorrow's Sports Corner Show. Ray Fittipaldo, 4 o'clock, Post-Gazette reporter, covers the Steelers, gave the Steelers coaching staff an F-. An F-. Who gives an F-? All right. All right. That's the way I see it today, this stuff. All right. How in the world do you not wash your hands when you're working? I mean, around food or anything like that. I mean, that's terrible. How do you not take a bath? I mean, seriously. Okay. All right. More violence downtown Pittsburgh, as always. Somebody got shot 2 o'clock in the morning. The good news was the police came in ample time. Somebody called them, they were there. Okay. Last Saturday, or this past Saturday, January 4th, I had Anthony Coghill on with me, Pittsburgh City Councilman. Represents the Beachview area, the Overbrook, Carrick, those places. We talked about Pittsburgh public safety, which is a mess right now. Okay. We talked about the paramedics who just recently got a contract with the option that they can live outside the city. Firemen, we talked about them. The biggest problem, according to what Anthony Coghill told me on the show, was they don't have the money now for equipment because they took $100 million and put it towards affordable housing. Again, please don't misinform everybody and say Ralph said. No, Ralph knows the facts, and the facts are that the city of Pittsburgh spent $100 million on affordable housing. which I don't have a problem with because right now affordable housing is hard to find. I'm trying to move out of this building because I don't feel safe here after what happened a week ago or a week and a half ago almost, and what happened, in September when we had that fire late, okay. And it's just been one thing after another around here. So we went out too. I talked to again some friends of mine today. They went out. They're getting out. Affordable housing is not just there. You can't just snap your fingers and move into an affordable place because it's not there. It just isn't. It's not there at all. All right. So to spend $100 million, I could see maybe spending 50 or 30 million, but $100 million, and that money that was allocated for affordable housing could have been used to get new equipment for public safety or new equipment for city public works, which are public services. And safety is important even with public works because they're in charge of what? Salt in the streets. They're in charge of taking care of, all the city, the parks and everything else. Can't even get an extra plumber in here to turn on water fountains in the summertime. Okay. All right. That's unacceptable. All right. All right. That's the way I see it there. I got something here I want to tell you. Over the holiday weekend or over the holidays, there was snow. And a couple times we had some bad snow events. This bothers me. Okay. I see when I watch the news or I watch on when I watch the news and I see cars sliding down the street and they're speeding. Lose control of your car. You blame the street. You blame the city. You say, oh, well, the city didn't salt the street properly. That's why I wrecked into somebody's house. No, you wrecked into somebody's house because you don't know how to drive. You wrecked into somebody's house because you were speeding. You wrecked into somebody's house because you were stupid and foolish. And what have I said many times on all my shows? Stupid never takes a vacation. It doesn't. It never does. Okay? It never takes a vacation. Because you know why? Stupidity happens too much. And for you to say something to me, oh, Ralph, man, you really shouldn't have said that because, that's not right because what's going on is the fact that, the street wasn't plowed. I know the street wasn't plowed. I know the street wasn't salted. What would I do? I would drive slow down the street. I would slow down. And I'm not going to give you no driving tips. Why should I? Okay. The biggest thing you could do is put it in neutral and glide it down the street slowly or put it in first gear. Okay. And take it slow. Edge the brake a little bit as you go down the hill. And Pittsburgh here, we have a lot of hills. We have one street, I think it's called Curran Avenue in Beachview section of the city of Pittsburgh, is the steepest street in all of the United States. Even steeper than some of the streets in San Francisco. That's pretty bad. And when it gets bad, the city closes that street down. Rialto Street's another one that's almost as bad as Curran Street in Beachview. And they closed that one down too because it's so steep. Okay? But for you to sit there and literally email me and chastise me on social media because I made a comment about you speeding, which you shouldn't be doing when it's snowing anyway, it's terrible. Shame on you. Okay? And this is the reason why I'm putting the alarm out tonight, is because this is the kind of stupidity that we have in this country and in this town and all across the world. That somebody chastised me for me and said, well, you didn't say nothing to the city about salting and plowing the street. But wait a minute, if you see that street's that bad, A, don't go down it. B, if you're going to go down it, make sure you go down at the right speed and keep control of your vehicle. And C, if you know winter's coming, why don't you get the right tires? Why don't you get your brakes fixed? Why don't you make sure you have antifreeze in your car? Why don't you make sure you have a winter kit? Why don't you make sure you have something to charge your battery? Why don't you make sure you have road service? Why don't you make sure you have something to change your tire? Make sure you have all that stuff, and you know when winters come. Okay? But no, you're going to chastise me, and you're going to get mad at me because I said about you speeding in the snow. All right? Which is why your car plows into someone's home. And now you make their life inconvenient because you decided you wanted to speed. Am I right here? Am I right? I am. And you don't like it. Those of you out there who speed in the snow, you don't like it. And you are the reason why I don't drive in the snow anymore. You. Because I had someone rear end me on my way home from church, for that matter. Okay? Rear end me in a whiteout snowstorm, or in a whiteout kind of event. Okay? And the girl was a young girl, probably in her 20s, or maybe even not even that, gets out of her car and takes a selfie. And then you know what she does after that? She takes the selfie and then laughs about it and posts it on social media. Oh, look at me. I'm in my first accident. Do you know, girl, I got inconvenienced for over 2 months without a vehicle. Yeah. I had to drive around in a rent-a-car. Okay? I refuse to drive in the snow unless I necessarily have to. And if I have to go to the radio station, to the studio, I could do it right from Zoom now. I could do it right here from my studio here at home. All right? I don't need to go out in that kind of weather and put up with that kind of stupidity. You think about that for a minute before you go out and drive one of these days in the snow. Well, I got to go to work. Well, that's fine. I get you got to go to work, but leave early. Don't leave late like you normally do because you don't like your job. Okay? It's that simple. All right? Okay, and we come back after these words, more of the way we see it right after this.
How about some sponsorship advertising with RW Media Productions? Affordable rates. You can get 6 podcasts, 2 radio shows on 1250 AM and 92.5 FM The Answer, and on rwmediaproductions.com as well. All for one affordable price. Call today, 412-545-4317, or email at ralphwilliams737@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Do you need flowers for a wedding anniversary, funeral, or for your sweetheart? Call Alex's Flowers today, 412-661-6071. Alex's Flowers is a full-service florist specializing in a variety of flowers, plants, balloons, fruit, munch, gourmet, and plush. 30 years in the flower business, Alex has the right flowers for you. Also online at alexsflowers.com. Auto repair can be expensive, and sometimes shops rip you off. But I have a shop for you to fix your car the right way at the right price. Big Dog Auto in West Mifflin by the Allegheny County Airport. Oil change, state inspection, and more. Call today, 412-999-0191. For good car repair, call the Big Dog. Big Dog's Auto. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, we're back here at The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams, solo tonight. And I want to say Happy New Year to everybody. And it's great to be back here for 2025. I hope I get more subscribers than I have in the last 2 years at 200. I'm working on getting up to 200. I'm at 195. Please subscribe. and help me get there. I need 5, and I repeat, 5 more subscribers to get to 200. And I didn't reach my goal at the end of the year for that, but that's fine. Okay, so all right, we're in the Armada Heating and Air Conditioning Studios here in Allentown in Studio 808, right here in Allentown section of the city of Pittsburgh. And here we are, Armada Heating and Air Conditioning, 724-2010-500. Call Armada Heating and Air Conditioning. Call them today. All right. Okay, let's get into McDonald's. How about McDonald's leaving Pittsburgh International Airport? No, McDonald's these days is starting hard to come by. There's no McDonald's downtown Pittsburgh. Anthony Coghill and I discussed that last week on my Ralph Williams show. We'll get back to downtown in a minute. Now, in case you don't know, Pittsburgh International Airport is going to open up the new terminal this year, in the fall of this year, 2025. I've seen some of the renderings, the drawings. I've seen some of the videos. I've seen some of what the completed product's going to look like. And let me tell you, it's a nice looking airport. And the reason I say that is because I'm handicapped, and it's not going to take you 6 years to get from the airside or the landside terminal to the airside terminal. They got rid of this antiquated, useless air, and I call them useless air airport that was built for useless air, and it was the hub there. And you know, I watched these videos on YouTube, and I saw some about the new airport, and I like what I see. It's beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful place. But the negativity coming from people, oh, well, it costs more money than the current airport. Well, that's because there's more sophisticated things going on in this airport. They're adding more of TSA. They're adding more of, some different types of restaurants, like McDonald's is closing up. So they're going to put some, maybe, I don't know, some sophisticated things in there. Okay. They're going to make, when you walk through, there's a walkway. Once you get done checking your bag, and you will walk a simple little small walkway. Do you know it was a half a mile between the landside terminal and the airside terminal? You used to ride on a train. Now, if the train breaks down, God help you. Okay. Now, I heard a story and from a source of mine who told me that the airport was having issues with the moving walkways, the parts for them when they break down. They no longer make them. In fact, the company's not even in business anymore. And the train, they don't even make that kind of train anymore. That kind of train was made by a company, which I believe is owned by Siemens now. It was called Bombardier or something like that, out there in West Mifflin section of Pittsburgh. But it's now Siemens. Siemens owns it. They no longer make them type of train cars. All right. So the parts are hard to find. All right. And it was costing $3 million alone between that and between the train cars. It was costing close to $6 million. $6 million. Okay. So that's another reason why. And the airport, I don't know what everybody's complaining about. The airport wasn't paid for with no tax money. It was paid for by gas drilling, which of course a lot of people didn't, realize that. All right. Because you don't keep yourself informed. All right. That's what the majority of problems are. I want to talk about, that's the way we see it here. On the way we see it. Well, listen to this now. How about this guy at Acrisure Stadium at the Steeler game the other night threatened co-workers before the start with grease and a knife? Okay. What is going on here? Please, somebody explain to me what's going on at the workplace, that we have this kind of stuff going on. I mean, I'm serious now. Okay. All right. And there's a $5,000 reward for the morons who decided to dump a couple dogs that were malnourished at one of those rescue places. Oh, no, I'm sorry. They didn't even do that. They took it to a grocery store and dumped it at the Giant Eagle in White Oak. White Oak area section of the city of Pittsburgh. It's in Allegheny County, more or less. Okay, White Oak. At a grocery store. You dump these 2 dogs there, and I felt bad for these dogs and I don't feel bad for the idiots that continue to do this. You know, I, if I could, I would love to become a humane officer, but I can't. I would like to become a humane officer because I want to take somebody and I want to strangle 'em, or I want to take them and I want to put them in jail, or I want to take them and I want to make sure that they suffer like them dogs. And the interesting part about all this, there's a rash of this going on around here. Not only it's all over Western Pennsylvania. If you can't take care of an animal, then don't take the animal. If you can't handle that, then don't. Why in the world do we make things so complicated in society today? Please, somebody explain that to me. Ralph Williams 737 at gmail.com. Timmy, a loyal listener from Alaska, has chimed in here on the email. And he said, Ralph, he says, I listen to the program all the time. I love your program. I love what you do. He said, it's great to be watching up here in Alaska. And also Paul Walker, also from Alaska as well. All right. So, I got an audience all across the country that still listen to my programs. And also, check out my website, www.rwmediaproductions.com. And it was done by a company here called Digital Data. Digital Data did my website. They can do one for you. I don't pay that much for this website a month. And some people will rob you and not do your job. And I had a sponsor once who promised me they were going to do this, this, and this. Came into some personal issues. I get it. But when I needed stuff uploaded, it wasn't happening. But digitaldata.com, check them out. You know why? Because they upload everything I ask them to do. And they don't give me excuses as to why. They don't, say, oh, well, I can't do it. No, it's done. As soon as I send it to them, as soon as they get it, they send a message back to me telling me they have it and it's done. That's how simple digital data is when it comes to the websites. Okay, so make sure you get on their website, digitaldata.com. Check them out for that as well. All right. All right, downtown Pittsburgh. More crime. Excuse me. Excuse me. Wow. All right. My sinuses are bothering me. Excuse me for that. I apologize. But anyway, downtown Pittsburgh, once again, and again, I'm going to go back to this public safety issue. Pittsburgh police is down now to 700 officers. And they're about to be down to almost 600 because of the retirements at the end of the year here. That just happened at the end of 2024. Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, Sheriff's Department, many municipalities, everybody is having issues finding police officers. But some of the boroughs or some of the more township areas around Pittsburgh, Allegheny County, around Western Pennsylvania, do pay well. And the Pittsburgh police is losing these guys or these officers to these other departments. They're losing paramedics, they're losing fire. Okay. It's the administration of Pittsburgh. And coming up, we have a mayor's election coming up. Ed Gainey versus Corey O'Connor. And I've been doing a poll on the radio show, and I'll do one here. And Bill and I concluded our last show that we did in December last year. We had concluded that we were doing a poll, O'Connor, Gainey. All right. Now I want your comments. Put them in the comments section or RalphWilliams737 at gmail.com. Okay. Because what's happening is that, what's happening is that we're having issues with public safety here in Pittsburgh because our mayor does not get with the times. Okay. Here, I got some votes for I got some notes here. Here we go. 2 for O'Connor, none for Gainey, And the O'Connor votes are, again, for public safety, and they want a better Pittsburgh. That is the one thing that I'm getting. On the radio show, we're up to 85 votes for Corey O'Connor, 7 for Ed Gainey, 2 for Tony Moreno. Okay? All right. Would you vote for Tony Moreno if he was running again for mayor? And so far, Tony Moreno has 2 votes. Okay? That's what he has, 2 votes. So there we are. Okay? Sorry about that. I had to read off the emails. Okay? 2 votes he has. He's a good guy, Tony. Tony joins me every third Wednesday, or every third, Saturday on the Ralph Williams Show. He'll join me next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday, the 18th. For the January 11th show, which is coming up this Saturday on the Ralph Williams Show, as part of my Ralph Williams triple header Saturday. All right, and it's real easy here. Ralph Williams Show. We start at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 1250 a.m., 92.5 The Answer. And my guest will be Cletus Lee in studio. And I'm also working on maybe getting 1 or 2 more mayors on as well. From the Mon Valley. He's from North Braddock. He's here. We're going to talk about Nippon Steel and the U.S. Steel. We talked about that earlier deal that was shot down by our illustrious so-called President Joe Biden, who wants to ruin his legacy by simply being an idiot. So there we are. All right. And then don't forget at 9 o'clock on Saturday morning, the External Bum Show, hosted by me, Ralph Williams, Scott Morgan, Leo Haggerty, and Jeremy Balrick. We're on Facebook, Twitch, and also we are on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter X platforms. And please don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my Twitter X platform as well. And don't forget Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., the final show of the Ralph Williams triple header on Saturday. The Sports Corner radio show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree. All right. I want to thank 1250 AM The Answer for having me on or letting me put my talents on the radio since last year. And, I'm going to talk a little bit about the good and the bad of last year for myself. All right. The good and the bad. The good was I was continuing my radio show on Beaver County Radio. The bad, I had to leave Beaver County Radio in May because they put the stick to me. Okay, big time. All right. Then my wife and I went on a trip. We went to Grove City and Erie. Had a good time. And then that was the July 4th weekend. We always try to go somewhere for that. We don't stay around town here because it gets chaotic around here with 4th of July. We go somewhere where it's a little more mellowed out. Okay. So then in August, we decided to go on a trip. Almost 2 weeks, more or less. It was at we stayed at the Candlewood Suites in Erie, Pennsylvania. We love Erie. We go to Erie every year. We're trying to do something where we can stay up in Erie all summer long. We love Erie. All right. But, the interesting part about all this is that we ended up having some issues with the Candlewood Suites in Erie. That's why I run the ad that I run. All right. We had to shorten our vacation because of some nonsense at the second hotel that we went to, because we had to move to another hotel to complete our vacation. All right. So with that, then we have this fire in our building. Not only did another piece of good news was I bought myself a handicap van, which makes my life a whole lot easier. Okay. And then, we had the shooting here right after Christmas in the building here. We had a fire here. We had that happen. Okay. It was just a tough, it was the good, the bad, and the ugly for us this year. What was your year like last year? All right. Some people, had a bad year. Others, well. All right, let's pay a little bit of bills here. The original Hometown Pizza, Moon Township, 412-264-4444. The original Hometown Pizza. Call them today. They have takeout, eat-in, or delivery if you live in the Moon area. And that's out by the airport there. The original Hometown Pizza. Some great pizza. Go check it out. The original Hometown Pizza, Moon Township. All right. Also, let me see here. Okay, let's go into this one. Let me talk to you today about Robin Campbell Insurance, Farmers Bristol West Insurance. He has insurance for any kind of insurance need, anywhere from fire, auto, home, life insurance. Give Robin a call, 412-366-3399. Robin Campbell Insurance. Please tell Robin Ralph Williams sent you. All right, thank you. And then we're in the Mata Heating and Air Conditioning Studio, 724-201-0500. Mata Heating and Air Conditioning. And if you need yourself a folding power wheelchair, let me explain something to you. All right. I went to the amusement park, and as you know, I'm handicapped, so it's difficult for me to even go do anything at the amusement park other than maybe play games and stuff like that. And the only reason I went was because my niece gave me free tickets. So we went. Okay. My wife and I. And I saw this guy pull out this folding wheelchair, and it was a powered wheelchair, and he worked at the park. Here at our park, it's called Kennywood. All right. And so what had happened was he pulled that out of there, and then I start to understand, and I start to see Fold and Travel Mobility. FoldandTravelMobility.com or 1-877-GOT-FOLD. Call them today. If you are handicapped and your life has been inconvenienced, you want to go to the amusement park with your grandkids, and instead of paying $40 for a power chair there, why don't you fold one up and take one yourself? They have financing available. Check and see if your insurance covers it. Okay. They have great models, great sales. They have a New Year's show going on right now. All right. So don't forget to join me here every Monday night right here on The Way We See It with me, Ralph Williams. Sometimes Bill Cannata's with me. All right. And we have a new format here. We're just doing the topics, and as we go along, some stupid things that are going on, such as, before we go, I got a really good stupid thing. And again, what have I always said? Stupid never takes a vacation. Okay? And what I mean by that is simply that someone plowed their car into the adult bookstore this morning on McKnight Road, North Hills. All right? Probably speeding, slippery road, as I said before. And then I get chastised. I get emails. I get phone calls. I get on my social media platforms, people telling me, well, the city or the county or whomever needs to salt and plow the streets. Does that mean you drive 80 miles an hour in the snow? No. But you're so stupid enough to do so. And today I have a caregiver that comes here a few days a week to help me out with some things. He told me today that he saw somebody with a pair of shorts on and sandals in this 20-degree weather or teen weather or whatever we had the last few days and over the weekend with a winter coat on. Where has our society gone today? Where is our brain? Are we too busy smoking pot, drinking, not playing too much Xbox? What are we doing wrong as a country? Where has our society gone? It's somewhere out in outer space because it's not here. All right. The simple fact of the matter is that the stupidity is so bad. All right. It makes me sick. Which is why, as I said before, I will not drive in the winter, especially when it's snowing, because we got knuckleheads out here that drive 80 miles an hour but have the nerve to get on my social media platforms and get on me about this. Oh, well, why don't you tell the city to plow the streets? No! They'll plow the streets if they can. If they can't, then you got to drive slow and slow down. Okay? It's a whole different ball game when you speed when it rains and you hydroplane and you speed in the snow and you slip and plow into somebody's business or their house. All right. I'm Ralph Williams. It's great. It was great to be back here for the New Year's. We start the new year off the way we see it here every Monday, 7 o'clock p.m. with me, Ralph Williams, and sometimes Bill Cannata. And until next week, have yourself a great night. And please don't forget, tomorrow, 4 to 5 p.m., Sports Corner Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier. Our guest will be Ray Fittipaldo from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. We're going to talk about the Steelers and other sports things as well. Wait till you see what coaches got fired in the NFL. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more tomorrow on the Sports Corner Show, 4 to 5 p.m., right here on our social media platforms. And please don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on my Twitter X platform as well. I'm on Facebook. I'm also on Tumblr and LinkedIn as well. And please don't hesitate to comment, ralphwilliams737 at gmail.com. Until next time, please be safe.